Alright guys, I'm ranking each Godzilla continuity out of 10. Obviously for consistency's purposes, I'm ranking the 1954 Godzilla separate from the rest of the Showa era, because that's what I'm saying. So we start off 1954, solid movie, obviously not the best effects because it was the 1950s, but good movie. Like, it's a great movie and it's the original Godzilla movie that sparked it all. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The Showa Godzilla films, however, some of them were great. Some of them were great. But then there were some, Godzilla's Revenge, that were, yeah. And then we have the Heisei era, which it took back the dark and gritty tone of the original Godzilla, which I love, but with slightly better effects. But because the original Godzilla was so influential, I'm going to have to give this also a 9 out of 10. The next one, the Millennium, 2000, whatever. Good effects, mediocre story, 7 out of 10. Then we have Final Wars, great film. It was also pretty exciting, and honestly, I'll give Final Wars an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, even though this one's earlier than the previous two, we're going to Godzilla 1998, which a lot of people hated because they say it kind of took the god out of Godzilla, made him more of an animal rather than a monster. And I actually enjoyed the film quite a lot, to be fair, but it's nowhere near as good as some of the others. Honestly, though, I'll give it a nice 5 out of 10. Next up, we have the MonsterVerse Godzilla films, which isn't quite as serious as the original ones, but they still have some sense of seriousness, and they're pretty entertaining, but they're not the best. I'll give them an 8 out of 10. I'll give them the same as, Final Wars. Next up is the Godzilla Earth anime trilogy, like the one that begins with Planet of the Monsters. And that one's good for one particular reason. All jokes aside, the Godzilla in this series has a great design. The plot's a bit crazy, but it's actually pretty funny, to be fair. Pretty entertaining. Yeah, I'll honestly give this 6 out of 10. Next up, we have 2016's Shin Godzilla. By the way, I did forget to include Godzilla Singular Point. Oh well, it was alright. Shin Godzilla had a nice, unique plot when it comes to Godzilla, with the constantly evolving Godzilla, and it was honestly, the design was awesome. In fact, it was one of the best recent Godzilla movies, and I'd honestly be willing to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Finally, of course, we have Godzilla -1, which was a great film. It had a great plot, one of the few Godzilla films to actually have good human characters, and the Godzilla design was actually amazing. And I'm honestly giving this one a 10 out of 10. The only 10 out of 10 on the list. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.